Okay, hello, hi, good morning. So today we will look on the one of the image authoring tools, which is Photopea. Basically, Photopea is the alternative to Adobe Photoshop. So let us see. So as the lesson outcome, today you will see in this video, you will see the introduction to Photopea. And then we will create a new project in Photopea, and then we will know what's the purpose of layers and history, and then we will see on the important tools. Okay, and after that we save as PSD, then export to JPEG and PNG. So as the introduction to Photopea, basically Photopea provide the interface is similar to Photoshop. So you can you will able to edit an image like a pro in Photopea. So you can access to the Photopea by using this URL www.photopea.com. Okay, let us see on the interface. Okay, this is the Photopea interface. So you can go to Photopea by entering the link www.photopea.com, or you can just search in Google. So you find the Photopea. So the layout is quite similar to the Photoshop. Okay, and if we can see here, it can save as the PSD, AI, XD, Sketch, PDF, and etc. So by having this Photopea, you don't need to install the Photoshop, but it is better if you have your the Photoshop version lah. Okay, so for now we want to create a new project in Photopea. So here to create a project, you will find the file. Okay, you will find the file tab. So in the file tab, they have the new. Okay, this is the new project. If you have existing PSD file format, you can open. Okay, this one if you have the existing file format. But for now, we want to create the new project. So just click new. So in the new project, actually you can use any templates here, or you can just create the new one. So you give the name as multimedia, image tools, image editing. Okay, image editing. Okay, and then here you can set the width and height. But here also it have the template for the FB page cover, or for the Insta story, YouTube cover, and so on. So it's quite easy lah, because it already give the template for the social media application. Okay, and then this one is for the print, A4, A5, so on, and also they have also the photo size, screen, mobile, and etc. So I use the wallet size. So in here it already set the width and height in inches, and what is DPI, and we can set the background. Okay, usually I'm using the transparent. So once you already set your canvas, actually we are setting the canvas, how big our image that we want to edit. So for example, I'm using the photo size wallet, so I just click the create. So this is we call as canvas, and it's set as the one layer as a background. Okay, this is the canvas, which is all the image that I want to edit later on. I just use this canvas. Layers and history is also have in the Photopea, which is you can find in the Photoshop also. So the layers, basically we use to add the layers in project, and the history is the list of event or the list of action you have been done. So if you want to undo in several steps, so you can just select from the list. Okay, now we want to see about the layers and history. Okay, as I mentioned just now, layers and history is important. Okay, so that we can for layers we can creating multiple layer for the image. So if anytime you add the image, so it will create the new layer. So now this is the layer window. So in the layers window, actually we can manually set the layer in this in the menu here. So I just if you want to create a new layer, I just click the new layer, so we get the new layer. So in the new layer, you can for each layer actually you can give the name. Okay, what's the name you want to set? Okay, because once you add a lot of image, so it will confuse which image is belong to specific picture. So that's why we just put the name here. So it also have the folder. So if you want to organize in folder, you just create the folder. Okay, actually you can just drop the layer that you have created in the folder. Okay, so if you close the folder, so it will hide the layer that we have created. So in here also in the layers we have the hidden or the show icon here in terms of eye image. So if we turn off, that means it will hide the specific image. Okay, and also it consists of log layer. So in order, sometimes we don't want to a certain layer we already firm with that editing, and then we want to log, we don't want to do any editing. Okay, so we just we can set the log, or we can remove the log. Okay, so to log, you just click the log icon here. Okay, so in case you want to delete the folder or you want to delete the layer, you can just use the dustbin icon here. So we will delete, so we delete the folder and the layer inside. Okay, so back to the original. So now we want to see the history. Okay, if you look here, the history, it consists of the list of action that have been done. Okay, for example, you want to undo the actions. Okay, you can use the Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z usually undo one step, but if you want to undo several steps, you can just select on the list. Okay, so that is the purpose of layers and history. Okay, now we want to add the image in the as a new layer. So this is my canvas or the background. So I want to add the layer, okay, by adding the image. Okay, so now I just open the folder that I want to use. Okay, so for example, this is the folder. So I just drag the image. So I drag my photo in the canvas. So this is my photo. So if you can see here, once you drag the photo, it create the new layer. Okay, so if you notice in this new layer added just now, they have one icon here. Okay, if you look the icon in the layer, that means you cannot do any changes. You cannot do the editing. So what you can do is you just right click on the layer and rasterize. So once you rasterize, you can do the editing. Okay, so that is the layers and also history. So you can just look at the list of action that have been done. So tools in Photopea. So we will getting know how to use the tools. So here I have highlight about 6 tools. Okay, one is move. Okay, how we want to move the image, and then select. So in select we will have several steps later on. Eraser, crop, blur, and text. So now we focus on move. Okay, now we want to use the tools. Okay, this is the list of tools. They have a lot of tools, but we use as I have mentioned just now. So first we want to see the move arrow. So you can see here the arrow. This is for move the image. Okay, if you notice in the image, they have the we call as transform control. Okay, transform control, that means you can edit the width and length, and then you can rotate and so on. So so if you want to see the transform control, okay, for each layer, it will affect on the specific layer. Okay, for example, if I click on the background, so it will focus on the background. Okay, the transform control is on the background. So if I want to change the control transform control on the my image, so I just select the right layers. Okay, my photo. Okay, I just give the name as my photo. Okay, my photo layer. That is the move with the transform control. If you don't you untick the transform control, so you cannot do any changes on the size and so on. Okay. Okay, next we will see the select. Select, they have several categories that I have used 3 categories. Okay, I just give the name, the normal selection. Okay, you can use the rectangle and ellipse. Okay, later on we will see on that. Special, you can use the lasso, or you can use the polygonal or magnetic, and then they have advanced. We call as magic one. Magic one. So actually they have another selection you can use, but we just focus on this 6. Okay, now we want to see on the select. Okay, on the select tools. Okay, as I mentioned just now, I have categorized into 3, which is the normal, which is we have the rectangle and ellipse select. Okay, and then the special. Okay, we have the lasso, polygonal, and magnetic lasso select, and another one is magic wand. Or they have another 2, but we focus on magic wand only. Okay, so now we want to do selection using the normal selection. So here we have 2 options, rectangle. So for example, I am choosing the rectangle. Okay, so it will for example, I want to copy. Okay, I just select my image. Okay, I just move a bit, and then I want to make a copy. Okay, you can use the keyboard shortcut Control C. Okay, Control C to copy, or if you want to cut, Control X. So for now I want to copy, I just Control C, then I paste using Control V. Okay, if after I do the paste, okay, so it created the new layer. Okay, if you see here, it created the new layer. For each image, they will have the specific layer, so that easy for us to manage. So if I want to move the layer that I have pasted just now, so I just use the move tool. Okay, so I just move. Make sure you select on the right layer, otherwise it will move on different image. Okay, so this is the layer using the rectangle select. Okay, for example, I want to next I want to use the ellipse select. So I use the ellipse select, and then I select my image. Okay, same as the rectangle just now, but in terms of ellipse. So I just copy and then paste. So it created another layer. Okay, so in another layer I just move. So I have three my image in this photo. So this one I just, okay, so if you don't want, you can just delete. Okay, as I'm show you just now, so you can delete using the dustbin icon. So I want to delete here. Okay, but before that, okay, if we can see here, they have the arrangement between the image. Okay, we can see this is the top, this is the middle, and this is at the back. Okay, this is depend on the arrangements of the image in the layers. Okay, the most top will be placed at the top. Okay, so you can just make the arrangement for the layer. Okay, so now I want to delete my image here, my picture, using the rectangle and also using the ellipse. So I just delete. So I'm using the, sorry, I want to delete. I need to click on the button delete. So this okay, so okay, this mention this is locked because of the background. If I want to move on the my photo, just select the right layer and then just move. Okay, so now I want to show you how to use the three special select. Okay, so first I want to use the lasso select. Okay, lasso select, what's the special about lasso is you can draw your area that you want to use. Okay, make sure it meet on the starting to end of the loop. Okay, so I have this image. Okay, I want to just control copy and then I paste. Okay, so I want to move. Okay, okay, this is the photo has been selected based on the lasso. Lasso means you have a free drawing. Okay, you can want to draw as a star or anything you can draw to crop the image. Then okay, I just delete first the layer of using the lasso just now. So I delete. So now I want to using the polygonal lasso select. Okay, so to use the polygonal lasso select, you can have a specific, you can draw okay, to use the lassos. Okay, to use the polygonal select, okay, polygonal lasso select. So actually you can properly draw at your image. So for example here I'm using my photo, which consists of background. Okay, so I can draw properly. Okay, if we use the lasso just now, it's quite difficult to keep track on my body actually. Okay, so that's why I'm using the polygonal lasso. So in this case, if we look here, we can zoom. Okay, so to zoom the image, they have several steps. You can use the control plus. Okay, in your keyboard you can use the control plus, so you can zoom in, then you can zoom out by control minus keyboard. Okay, if you use the touchpad in your laptop, so you can just use your fingers to move to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, or another one, if you use a mouse, you can use the alternate and rolling in the mouse. Okay, usually if you want to create you want to editing on the precise image as a precise line, so you can just zoom. Okay, so this is using the polygonal polygonal lasso layer. Okay, for example, you have created and then suddenly you want to recreate again. Okay, you do a mistake, so you just use the escape. Okay, escape button in your keyboard, so you can redraw again. Okay, I'm using again the polygonal lasso select. Okay, so I just follow my body. Okay, if I'm not clear, I just zoom. Okay, so I just follow my body. So if you use Polygonal, it's better compared to Lasso, because of Lasso you can have a free drawing, but it's difficult for us to create the precise image, to select the precise area. Okay, so that's why I prefer to use the Polygonal. Okay, we can make it smoothly and slowly. Okay, we must make sure the line drawing and it meet on the starting point. Okay, so I have do this selection. Okay, and then I want to copy and paste. So once I paste, I move the image. So if you can see here, I have a nice selections of my image. Okay, so this is my image after I have select using the magnetic polygonal lasso tool. Okay, they have another one. The special one is the magnetic lasso select. Okay, so the special about magnetic lasso select is, okay, for example, I want to select my image as same as the previous one, but by using the magnetic, so it can you just move your mouse, okay, according to the line, but don't need to click on the mouse. Okay, so it will automatically select your image, okay, according to the to your photo lah. But in here you must make sure the background and your image have a contrast color, so easy for the magnetic to select, to make the selection. Okay, otherwise it will confuse with the background. Okay, so my photo is what I call, the background is white, and then my photo is a dark color, so that it's easy for me to make the selection. Okay, until we meet the starting point. Okay, if you look at the bottom, okay, if you look at the bottom, it not properly select the my body because of the colors is a dark with and my code is also dark, so that's why it's difficult to do the selection on that. Okay, so so I can just copy and so make sure I'm select on the right layer, otherwise it will make a selection on the wrong it will make a wrong selection. Okay, so here this is the new one that I'm using, magnetic lasso just now. Okay, so this is the image that created using the magnetic and polygonal. Okay, if we compare the image, if you use the magnetic, it will be a better crop, okay, compared to you use the polygonal. But too easy to control is using the polygonal. So if we can compare here, maybe you put on the, okay, so it is better using the magnetic if your background of your image is contra with your image, with your photo, with your color, okay, with your body color. So but in case if your background is not contra with your photo color, you can use the polygonal. So it depends on the image itself. For me, I'm like using the polygonal because of sometimes most of picture we do not have the contra background. Okay, in this case I'm using the formal picture, so they have the contra color. But if the normal picture, it's hard for us to get the contra color. So this is the one of the way lah. Okay, and then we have another one. Okay, another one is we want to use the wand. Okay, magic wand. So magic wand, if I'm select the magic wand, okay, and then I do the selection. Okay, make sure you select on the right layer. Okay, so once I using the magic wand, so I click on the my image, so it automatically select your image. But usually if it has the weakness using the magic wand is because some of the pixel is not matched with the neighbor pixel. Okay, when it not matched, it will do the selection something like this. It's not creating a good selection lah. Okay, so by having the selection just now, we are using a few selection just now. Okay, for example, on this selection, this area, just now I'm showing you how to cut or how to copy and paste. But actually, by having the selection, you can do the delete. So sometimes if you have the image, you want to delete some big area, so you can use the magic wand. Okay, so that just now the example how I can delete. Make sure it on the right layer, otherwise you will delete on the wrong area. Okay, Okay, that one is if I'm using the delete, but I also. Okay, now we want to use the eraser, how we can erase the image that we have added. Okay, it based on the layers. So here is the eraser tool. Okay, I'm using the eraser tool. It will erase on the area of you have made the selection, something like this. So if you notice, if the sum of the area is not selected, it won't delete. Okay, but usually we just use the delete, but delete on your keyboard. Okay, so that one is the eraser tool. So now I want to just use one of my image. Okay, I'm using I will delete the other the layers that I don't want to use, so I just delete. So if you see here, they have the selection that I have done previously. So to remove the selection, okay, any selection that you have done, and then you want to remove this area, okay, you just click on the Control D select. We call it as D select. Okay, we don't want to select that part. Okay, so I have my image, and then if we look on my image, on my photo, at the bottom area here, it has the color that I don't want. So I can use the rectangle select. Okay, I do the selection. Okay, so once I want to I have make sure which area I want to delete, so I just press the delete on the keyboard. Okay, so I have my image here. So now I want to add another image. Okay, for example, I want to make my photo at the top of Kinabalu mountain. So I just use one of the image. Okay, I just drag to the canvas. Okay, so here they have the black area, so I just use the select. Okay, and okay, so without rasterize the drag image to the canvas, so it won't allow you. So it mentions smart object must be rasterized first, so you just right click and rasterize, then you can do the deletion. Okay, so here we want to make the image, we want to increase the width and height, so we use the transform control. Okay, so here just now because I do the selection, so it focus on the selection only, so you can use the Control D to deselect. So once you Control D, it will go to the main mountain image, so you just make the size larger. Okay, you can in order to maintain the ratio of width and height, so you press the shift button and then you use mouse to drag the image, so it will maintain your the ratio of your width and height. Okay, once you're done, you just click on the confirm, okay, on the tick icon here, so you have confirm. Okay, now I want to make my layer at the top, my photo at the top. Just drag and make sure it on the top of the mountain. Okay. Okay, so for now I have my image with the mountain background. Okay, maybe I can reduce the size. Okay, so once I have done with the resize, just confirm. Now we want to crop. Okay, if you have if you have set the canvas, okay, maybe your canvas is quite large, so you can use the crop. So it will crop is including the image and also the canvas. So now I want to crop my image. So to crop my image, I will just use the crop icon, crop tools. Okay, so you can see here the crop tools. Okay, crop tools. By click the crop tool, you can crop which area you want to keep the image. So for example, I want to remove the empty area here. So I just do the selection on the image, then tick. So this is my photo with I have removed all the area at the back. Okay, then we will see on the blur, so how we can blur an image. Okay, now we want to use the blur tool. Okay, especially when you have multiple layers. Okay, you want to merge between your image and also the mountain in my case. So I can use the blur tool. So when I'm using the blur tool, okay, if we look here, so they have the difference between the layer of my image and the mountain, the background image. So I want to make it merge. It's look merge, and it will we want to make sure we want to make it look real, so we can use the blur tool. So by having the blur tool, okay, for example here, okay, the blur tool, you can change the size and also the hardness. Okay, maybe you don't want to make it too blur, so you can reduce the hardness. Okay, same goes to the size. Okay, so once you have set, you can just make it blur at the at your image, so that you will blur the edges of your image pixel, okay? The edges pixel of your image. Okay, we use this one because we want to make it the image is aligned with the background. Okay, this is the optional. Okay, maybe if you if you feel your image, your editing is already good, so you don't need to use the blur tool. Okay, so that is the blur tool. And then we will look on the text. Okay, how we can add text to the image. So now I want to put a text. Okay, so text, once you add the text, it will create the new layer for the text. Okay, so you can change the font type, okay, in the at the top menu here. So for example, I'm using this one. I put as Mount Kinabalu. Okay, so I can make a move on the text. Okay, to move, just use the move tools. Okay, just okay. You also can change the color. So just click on the text just now. So the color, for example, I want to use the dark blue. Okay, so this is my image with the Mount Kinabalu as the background, and I put the text. Okay, so once done, I just click, tick icon. lastly, once you have done your editing, you can save your file as the PSD file format, and then you also can export the image as the PNG or JPEG or etc. So this is my final image that I have done the editing. So I just control save. Okay, to save your file as the PSD, you can use the shortcut keyboard by click the Control S. Okay, or else you can use the file save as PSD. So it will locate where you want to save. Okay, so I just save here. So I already saved the my image. If I want to reopen the file, I just click here, file, open. So I just locate where is my PSD file. Okay, so it will open the file. So the .psd, that means you are allowed to do the editing. Okay, you still can do the editing, but if you another one, if you want to export, okay, whether you want to export as PNG, JPEG or SV and so on, so once you have export to this image, you can do any changes on the layers. Okay, so for example, I'm using the PNG, so they have some specification that I can change, but I just let it as the default value. So I just save. So once I save, okay, so this is my final image that I can use or I can share with the people. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.